My name is Al Ramirez. I'm the co-chair of CORE. We have two chairs, and I'm also the chair of the trustees at the union. I have 19 years in the system. I teach elementary school. I teach in Pilsen.
It's interesting that everybody in CORE that I've spoken to has a background in teaching. Has that always been the case with the union?
As far as CORE is concerned, all of the founding members were teachers. And it wasn't until later on when we started to build our base that we opened it up to community members and other people who weren't necessarily teachers.
Are you one of the founding members?
Yes.
At what point did you realize? I know they said they started a sort of a discussion group, book discussion group, and then moved on to something more. At what point did it become this desire to start the union, redo the new, challenge the union leadership? At what point did that happen?
Early on, it seemed that we were having discussion about education, about issues facing us as educators and teaching in Chicago in particular. And part of the original discussion is I guess it was, where do we begin? We identified problems, we're good at that, but what do we do to make some change? So we started with the question, or not so much the question, we started with the idea that we needed to start in our union, because that was something we all had in common, and we saw the potential for our union to be an agent of change here in Chicago. And so what happened is, once we came to that realization, we began to ask, the very first question was, well, what kind of union do we want? What kind of union do we need for this change? So then, that's when the union became part of our focus. So aside from working on the issues, because we approached the union and we were, okay, we want to help you, but we really didn't get much of a response.
Do you think that you might have an impact on the movement, organized labor, to make it more democratic?
I'd say we already have.
You already have?
We already have. Our strike back in September was followed by 6 or 7 strikes in Illinois alone. Teachers, unions going on strike. So, and then other areas too. I'd also like to say we began to change the discussion. The way people talked about labor and how it can be used as an agent of change in their lives. So I'd say, for the most part, yes.
It's a pretty good legacy to have already. Now, CORE has been in the leadership of CTU for about 3 years, right? And what would you say you are most proud of as far as your participation and what it's accomplished in these 3 years?
Probably the thing I'm most proud of is that for the first time in my career, I feel involved, inspired, motivated as a member, as a rank and file member. And I'd like to say that, I'd like to believe that that's something that other rank and file members feel. They feel like they're a part of a union now, and they have a voice in it, and that's part of that democracy you're talking about.
What's your final message for the teachers of Chicago?
You're not alone, and together we can make a difference.
All right then, that sounds like a great message. Thank you very much.
Nice meeting you.